Good day, everyone. How is everyone doing? Hope you're all doing fantastic. Feeling groovy, realizing that, of course, the government really doesn't love you, and also realizing that pretty much everything you've been told since the day you were born is a lie. It's August the 8th of 2025, 11 a.m. Mr. Buzz is coming to you from the communist shithole known as Ontario, Canada. If you enjoy this video at all, please give me a thumbs up is all I ask. And this is going to be a pretty important video, I think. It's something I don't hear too many people talking about, unfortunately. The idea that the left has of if we just stop punishing criminals because, first of all, they think they're criminals because they've had a raw deal in life and it was the only option they had and it's not their fault. And, okay. That can be the case sometimes. You'll find that in native populations where, once you see 80% of the youth getting in trouble with the law, you realize there's a problem in that society. It's just producing more and more criminal-minded people. Well, something is going on that you can't necessarily blame on those people. It's something in their society that's happening. So, I do agree with that to a degree. But this idea that we just stop punishing criminals and they'll eventually learn to play nice, nope. Some of them are already hardened, hardcore criminals, have no problem at all with being violent to innocent people, and basically turn cold, okay? Then we have tons of demon-infested people who aren't even really in control of themselves at all. So going soft on these people is not a good option. It's happening here in Canada over and over. Somebody will commit a violent crime, stab somebody, or something really super violent. The judge lets them go. Just releases them the very next day. Guess what they do? Go out and do it again. Why wouldn't they? There's no consequences. If there's no consequences, what is the deterrent? There's no deterrent. There's an incentive. You can rob somebody every day. If you're not going to go to jail for it, well, you're going to get away with it some of the time, so that's going to be profitable. So why wouldn't you just keep doing it? I mean, this idea of defund the police and send social workers out. I sure wouldn't want to be one of them social workers, I'll tell you that. The criminals have guns and knives. What are you going to give the social workers? Are you going to give them guns too? It's just asinine, this idea we can make crime go away by not punishing it anymore. No. No. So back in the day, it was widely believed that extreme harsh punishment, like, hard labor for years, put them out in the hot sun with a pickaxe and a shovel, and they could make railways or, lots of things, dig ditches. It wasn't fun going to jail then. Now, you go to jail, if you go to a minimum security, you're almost like you're in a hotel in some of them, and they got all kinds of freedom. They can come and go outside as they want. And it's not even, they got big screen TVs and they got pool tables. They got a gym to work out in. It's almost like going to a hotel. It's very similar. Now you get up in the higher security, medium security, and the top security ones, then it's different. Maximum security places are apparently still not fun, and they shouldn't be. If you're there, that means you're definitely a threat and a risk, and you've done something very bad. So I'm not against punishment. Our Lord Jesus Christ atoned for us and took a punishment that's just beyond all description. And that was to atone for all of us and what we've done, right? For our sins. So I really do believe that a criminal who's done something needs to atone for what he's done. Yes, I understand the concept. Now, is rehabilitation more important than just severe punishment? And this is where we've fallen short. Most places where we incarcerate people, it's just about punishing them. It's not about rehabilitating them. We have made some strides towards that. I mean, you can get your high school diploma while you're in prison if you don't have it. This is the good stuff, right? Work programs when they get out, so they can actually have a chance to change their life. And because here's my main philosophy: everyone deserves a second chance. Doesn't matter what you've done. The Lord forgives us for the things we've done because He knows all of us do bad stuff. Let him who is without sin cast the first stone, right? Every single one of us has done things we should probably get in trouble for. I've definitely done lots. I've sold drugs, I've stolen before, I've done all kinds of things that I definitely should have gotten in trouble for. If you go back to my childhood, there was a period in my childhood, I was hell on wheels, man. I was terrible. I did a whole bunch of bad stuff. I broke into a house one time when I was like 8 or 9 years old. It was a summer home that the family wasn't there, and I knew they weren't, so I broke in, check out the house, and hang out in the living room of it for a while. Got caught doing that. So none of us are without sin. And now I've never been a violent person. I never went out and beat people up or, stabbed anybody or anything completely violent like that. When you've done that, the punishment does need to be severe, because you need to learn that there's consequences for things you do, right? You got bigger consequences coming later if you don't make things right with the Lord. There's where you're going to have serious consequences, ones that you don't even understand in this human body you're in. But that comes later. Before that, there's human repercussions, like earthly repercussions, consequences. And I do believe they should be severe, but I also think they should be geared towards the rehabilitation of that individual. I don't believe in solitary confinement for long periods of time, because that makes people, it causes mental damage. It does severe mental damage. Even the amount of confinement I've had in the last decade, it's done things to me, for sure. I mean, other than maybe a cashier at the store, I've gone for like 2 and 3 months at a time without talking to anybody, other than thank you for my change and see you later, walking away. It's pretty much the same thing as solitary confinement, and I know what it does. These kinds of punishment are not productive. They don't do anything to help the person who's committed the crime. They don't do anything to steer them back to the right way. I think the best thing for them is a really structured program that they have to participate in. They have to educate themselves, and they have to do the work, and they'll have to work in the kitchen so many hours a week, and keep them super busy. We could also lower the violence in the prisons and stuff by keeping them busier, just giving them time to hang out in their cells with each other. That's when they fight and do all kinds of nasty things. I think you know what goes on in prisons. We had a really rigid, structured program for everyone to participate in and make it mandatory. And also, if they screw up while they're in there, there has to be severe consequences for that too. From what I'm hearing, especially from guards, prison guards, they don't feel safe in the prisons anymore, because now we've switched to this mentality of protecting the criminal. They're just a criminal because they had hard knocks as a kid, and it's not their fault, so it's not right to come down hard on them. What does that do for all the people who are innocent and haven't done anything. That puts us all in danger. So I am a big proponent of protecting innocent citizens from criminals. I'm not a lock 'em up, throw away the key kind of guy. No. Unless, of course, the person cannot be rehabilitated. That happens too. Some people are just bad apples, and actually, some of them never get the demon out of them. So if the demon is in them, and they're not able to be rehabilitated, that's why. They need an exorcist to get that demon out of them. Then they have a chance. This is another problem that we have. We throw them in jail, they're demon infested, and they stay demon infested. How are they ever going to improve? Unless there's a chaplain or a priest or something in there who can help that person, they're in trouble. The demon's going to stay with them the whole time they're in there. And they're not going to have real good behavior. Because demons don't usually behave that well. I promise. So, compassion, yes, but common sense as well. This releasing everybody, just catch and release, it's not getting us anywhere. It's making the streets unsafe. I see it here. The streets aren't safe like they used to be. I'm nervous walking around now. I mean, not that nervous because the Lord protects me, but I'm more alert than ever because we're not incarcerating these people who do this stuff anymore. We're just letting them out. The left needs to reconsider not all its compassionate ideas, because I'm about the compassion. I'm a Christian. We're supposed to be forgiving and compassionate. That's the way we're meant to be. So I'm not totally against it, but I'm also not an idiot, and I don't believe in defunding the police and sending social workers to go out into a jungle, basically, is what the streets have become. So no, that's going too far. It's always a happy medium, right? This side's way over here, this side's way over here. The right decision's probably somewhere here. That's usually the way it goes. So a little compromise on both sides. Maybe we could figure this issue out. Because I watched a video the other day from a prison guard who was terrified at work, and his wife was a prison guard too, and she'd been attacked. So he was really worried about her. He said she'd been a prison guard for 15 or 16 years. She was really able to handle herself, but still, these people in prison, some of them are crazy. And this wasn't a minimum security. This was one of the maximum security places. So when you get attacked by those people, we can't look at these people and say, it's not their fault, so we'll just be nice to them. That is a naive and dangerous position to take. So let me know what you think anyway. Maybe you disagree with me totally. That's fine. Let me know. Leave me a comment. Give me a thumbs up. And I'll see you in the next one. Remember that Jesus Christ is the way, the truth, and the life.